is Digivation Network.
Up next is our guest of the week, and it's no other person than Professor Umar Danbatta, the EVC of the NCC. Good evening, Professor.
Thank you very much.
This conversation would be centered around 5G. We will look at the economy. That's the business of 5G, and then we'll look at the security. EVC, sir, how beneficial is the 5G?
Right. Well, thank you very much. One, let me make it very clear from the beginning that the Nigerian Communications Commission is technology neutral. By that I mean we assign licenses to telecommunications entities so that these entities or companies can provide services, qualitative and effective services, to Nigerians, okay, who daily subscribe to these services. Our concern, however, is that the technology that is normally deployed to provide these services must be safe for Nigerians. So our neutrality is not total. We are concerned about the technology, and that is why we always take precautionary steps to assess the technology, okay, and ensure it is safe for Nigerians, to use. So in the case of 5G, what I'm going to say is to not strongly make a case for 5G deployment in this country, but to assure Nigerians that courtesy of the pronouncement made by the International Commission for Non-Ionization Radiation Protection.
As it is now, there are many issues that surround the 5G. Many people will want to understand what 5G is, because beyond the technical ecosystem, many associate 5G with either religious activities or issues that has to do with security. Can we really understand
4G setting?
Okay.
Then in addition to all this triple play, meaning voice, video, messaging applications, then you have data services now supported, by 4G. Okay, and it is being said that 4G is a technology that drives data services. Everybody knows this in this country. Okay, 4G LTE, the technology that is putting data on the front burner of all activities, social, commercial, and governmental activities. Then if we are aware about the beautiful features of 4G, the speed with which you can upload and download documents, the speed you can access the internet, okay? The challenges that you encounter when using 3G, the delay, several attempts, that we normally make to access the internet. You find you don't have these challenges with 4G. It is quick, okay? It is more reliable. It has more features, okay? Above all, it is supporting data services. And data is what all of us talk about here. Nigerians are aware about what data can do, okay? Immediately what comes regularly to mind is WhatsApp. If I buy a data bundle, then I can do WhatsApp. Meaning I can even do, voice, application with data. Then another enhanced technology came in, the 5G. And it has major features. I will mention about 2 or 3. It has very, very low latency, meaning the way, the signal containing our speeches, our text messaging, and so on and so forth, travel, from the source, meaning from me to you, is at speed of 1 millisecond. So you can imagine, 1 millisecond, a fraction of a second, is so fast. Then, of course, it is also supporting enhanced broadband services, meaning in 4G we have broadband services, but this one is even going to enhance those mobile broadband services. Okay, in terms of what? In terms of capacity, meaning volume. Okay, many people can be able to, be aggregated into the same channel without any loss in the integrity.
Prof, sir, what about the radiation people think the 5G infrastructure emits that's said to be an environmental hazard?
Yes, right. So, all technologies, communications technologies have one thing in common. They need spectrum. Spectrum is the resource that facilitates everything we're doing, from voice, internet, and data transmission. And because these are contained in signals, and these signals are transmitted, okay, predominantly in Nigeria, from base transceiver stations into the air, okay? So in the same way, television signals are transmitted omnidirectionally using antennas that transmit equally well in all directions. So are transmission, communication, antennas. Meaning the environment we live in, consists of all kinds of signals, among them communication signals. Now the concern of the Nigerian Communications Commission is that the communication signals coming out of antennas that transmit communication signals containing messages, voice, data, content, is that those signals are not harmful to Nigerians, that they are not going to have any adverse health effect on the citizens of this country. That can only be guaranteed if the signals are within certain limit. So says the International Commission for Non-Ionization Radiation Protection. So all signals are hazardous. But if they are contained within a certain limit, then they are safe. The TV signals, you see kids going very close to the screen, watching TV. There is exposure there to TV signals. But because the level of the signal coming out of the TV screen is so small that this will not harm the kid that goes very close to the TV in order to watch. Okay? The same thing applies with communication signals, telecommunication signals. They are even smaller in magnitude than TV signals, and therefore are perfectly safe for citizens who are using these signals, to communicate. Now, another point I need to make is that we take precaution, even at that, with this assurance. We always monitor the level of signals from all technologies, 2G, 3G, 4G, preparatory to commercialization.
Thank you, Professor, for that eye-opening analysis on the 5G infrastructure. So we would like to know, in conclusion, what NCC is doing in promoting ICT innovation as regards the economic growth in post-COVID-19.
And I need to draw you back to our 8-point agenda. The ICT innovation and investment opportunities is one item of our 8-point agenda. We have been implementing this agenda by identifying among Nigerians youth that are gifted, youth that are innovative in the diverse areas of information and communications technology. Unknown to many Nigerians, we have been sponsoring these youth because our youth are highly innovative. They have fantastic entrepreneurial skills. And we have been sponsoring them to global events like the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union, Telecom World event. We were there in Busan, South Korea. We were in South Africa, closer home here. Okay, I think we were also in Geneva during one of such events. In all of these events, Nigerians were given, young Nigerians, young talented Nigerians were given a chance to showcase their innovative ideas, which they did. And you won't believe this. These innovative ideas generated a lot of attention and a lot of interest. Okay, and we harvested awards. We came back with about 2 to 3 awards during one of such outings. This was, before the COVID-19, set in. Now that we have the COVID-19 challenge in place, obviously it behoves on the Nigerian Communications Commission to even do more, to promote, these innovations, okay? Because the network we're talking about is not only a source of mere connectivity, okay? Where you connect and you talk. No, it is indeed a source of, data-driven innovation. That's the network, the telecommunications network. It's a source of data-driven innovations that has the potential to add value, to the society and to businesses. We are confident about this, if you like, as Russian, by people who know what the telecommunications network can do to add value to the economy of this country. And we're doing everything possible in the Nigerian Commission to give more support to the youth so that they can be able to come up with these innovative ideas. As I'm talking to you, we have a challenge coming up, where Nigerians, young Nigerians can participate in a COVID innovation challenge, where we can be able to select quite a few that have excellent ideas about what, they can add value in the area of challenges we are facing, during and after the COVID-19. We are putting resources, to these Nigerians to drive this important initiative of the Commission. Meaning, if there is an agenda or an item of our agenda before, which we are implementing, we are now religiously implementing that agenda. And the youth, okay, is, we're putting the youth on the front burner of this important initiative, providing them with support, sponsoring them to participate in events outside the country to showcase some of these excellent ideas they have. We have done this before. We're going to continue doing this. We will increase the number of youth, that will be participating in this, contests, outside the country. And I think there's a lot of promise for the youth, to subscribe to some of these initiatives that the NCC deliberately, puts in place in order to address the need to harness the huge talent, that is resident in our teeming youth.
All right. Thanks, Professor, for your time. That was Professor Umar Danbatta, the EVC of the NCC, who talked to us about the 5G technology and how Nigeria will leverage on it.
This is Digivation Network.